I have been super concerned about the Tempera paint washing off my concrete. I did an earlier test where it washed off right away, but I have some newer concrete out front and I want to paint a river with this glow-in-the-dark Tempera paint, but I'm really afraid that I'm going to be left with pink paint on my driveway for some time. My little unofficial, unscientific test was to leave the Tempera paint on for about a week in the sun, and now I'm going to pour some water on there. I'm going to let it sit, and if it doesn't come off, I didn't ruin my entire concrete slab, and I will only have kind of a stained area here, and we'll see if I could get this off. So here goes. Now I'm going to pour this on. It looks like it's kind of cracked a little bit already, which is great. Yeah, it's coming off on the top, but I'm worried about it like actually coming out of the pores on the concrete. It has not rained at all, so I'm going to let that set, and then I'll come back. Yeah, it came up pretty easy. Well, I've given this about 15 minutes as opposed to the 10. I poured 1 cup of water on it and just let it sit here. This is new concrete, probably about 2 years old, and I want to make sure it gets off this. And the other test was really successful, but I don't know if this is going to come off, and I'm a little bit scared right now. I'm going to pour a little bit more water on there. I'm using a tile brush, an old tile brush, and we're just going to see. I'm going to give it some scrubbing. I think if I had a large section, what I would do to get this off here is I would just use a broom. I'm not really worried about the main part getting clean. I'm worried about like a stain if it's like deep down in there in the pores. Okay, but it is coming off. Scrub this down. I just want to see if there's any residue. That one's tough right there, but I think a pressure washer would work wonders. So that's what that looks like. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I don't really see a stain. So I'm going to let that dry, and that looks like a success. And that Tempera paint glows in the dark. I'm going to paint a river of ooze or slime, whatever you want to call it, for the Ghostbusters DIY theme. I'm going to let this dry a little bit and see if there's some kind of pink haze on it, and if not, that's a go. Cool. I'm excited about that. Thank you for watching. If you decide to use Tempera paint for anything for your holiday decorations where people are going to have access to those decorations, my initial thought was I'm going to put this on the ground, and then I changed my plans. I did all the testing, but that didn't pan out, not because I didn't think I could do it, but because we had other plans and the party got changed. Anyway, long story short, here's the issue that Tempera paint has, especially if you are in a semi-wet climate. As soon as it dries, you think that it's okay and it's good to go. But in our area, we get fog almost every morning. And as soon as any moisture gets near the Tempera paint, it almost reactivates it and it becomes wet again. And that's really probably not a big deal if people aren't touching anything. But the issue is I put it all over some of my displays, including a fence that went around my trailer and my stuff, and it was wet to the touch several days later. In the evening, it would be dry. In the morning, it would be wet. I had to go wipe that off, a bunch of stuff, and that was a definite waste of time. Another huge issue that I had, is the fact that when it got wet, you could walk through it. Take a look. These are the footprints. I didn't even realize it. So I had thrown a lot of this stuff on the ground just as a way to brighten it up and look like some of the ooze that I was going to do. Thank goodness I didn't put this everywhere. This stuff worked out fine. But if you come over, like I said, if you come over here, you see footprints. This was dry at one point, and now I had footprints everywhere. I actually track this inside my house. And so there's footprints everywhere from the stuff that was previously dry. If you are going to use tempera paint for your holiday displays, your Halloween stuff, just understand that if you get any water near it, it's going to reactivate and it could get everywhere. Right now I'm still dealing with this. I got some stuff down there. I got stuff here. I got stuff on a welcome mat. Be forewarned, I had a great idea. The idea works. It definitely comes off concrete, but it also transfers to everything else. Thank you so much for watching.